Hello, hello, Josie here. Are you ready for the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? And are you sure? Okay, here we go. When I got back from Stephen F. Austin University, when I basically flunked out, so to speak, got put on academic probation, I came back to Houston, and that's what my parents wanted. They wanted me to come back to Houston so they could have their control over me even closer to further sabotage anything that I had planned on doing in my life. They wanted to, the word I want to use is decimate any kind of hope um, towards music, especially music. So when I got back home, I didn't have any of my instruments. My violin had been taken, my guitars had been taken, and I believe they had been sold and or given away to somebody else. I'm not certain how that worked out, but they won't tell me. They would not tell me what exactly happened with my instruments, but I didn't have my instruments. I no longer had a band that I was playing in. I played drums in a band. My drum kit, I'm not sure exactly what happened to it. Oh, I know what happened to it. The band that I was in, they basically kicked me out and they got another drummer, and they would not return my drum kit to me. I ended up getting my drum set back after finally being told where it was. But the damage had really been done by that point in time. When I say the damage had been done, the damage had been done. Um, my parents did not want me to have any kind of social life, nothing. They didn't really want me to go anywhere. They wanted me to stay around the house. And staying around the house, they did want me to get a job. Um, and I got a job at a nearby pizza shop called Fat Daddy's Pizza. But it didn't work out. A neighbor across the street as well too. I worked for the neighbor across the street who also had a pizza place, Pizza Inn at the time, uh, and went and worked for him. That did not work out. That was a fail as well too. It was a combination of the home life, being around my parents, their pushiness, um, they're just negative energy. Because I had come out of the closet, I basically told them I was, homosexual. At least that's what I thought I was. I told them I was homosexual, and they had a problem with that. They told people in the church what was going on. The pastor of the church was aware too, so the pastor more than likely opened his mouth and shared that with other congregation members. And so, word had pretty much gotten around, and that was when they really started to kind of, project. Oh well, we tried as parents, and he's just not doing well, and so on and so forth, just putting it all on me. But they're also being bullies. They had been bullies prior to me leaving for college. They had been bullies while I was away at college, and then when I got home, they just ramped up being bullies towards me, to where they basically kicked me out of the house, so to speak. They didn't want me in the house. My mother was pissed. They couldn't get control over me as far as trying to force me into being someone that I was not. So they decided to basically, like I said, turn up being bullies and were attacking me on all ends. They stole from me. They just disparaged my name and my character in the community with neighbors, as well as people that knew me. And it was basically, let's rain down and give Joe a hard time, and let him know that we're not happy with where he's going in life and what he's doing. And the reason why is because, he's engaging in blah, 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 blah. I really hadn't engaged in anything. I was just going into areas where I felt comfortable. So I was going into the Montrose of Houston where I felt comfortable and just enjoying a cup of coffee, conversation with other individuals who were like-minded. I went to a bathhouse, not necessarily to have sex, but to get away from the negative energy that I had at my house. And they finally just decided, kick me out. Mother tried to fight me, and when I started to defend myself, putting my hands up, when she was basically trying to hit me, and even when she tried to hit me, she knew that she should not touch me. She knew that touching me was against what God had told her before I got to this 3D reality. Um, God had gave her not only instruction, but warning. And that warning was, touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. My father had already messed up in regard to that by taking a belt to me. He took a belt to me repeatedly, intentionally. He was very cruel and very wicked when it came to that. He got off on beating his children, and my mother got off on neglecting her children and being a bully behind the scenes. Basically, fake love, fake affection, no affection at all, really. Um, what my mother ended up doing was I went and stayed with these individuals that I at one point thought were friends, but they were not. She basically sold me to this woman named Lisa. Her name was Lisa. She had a sister, and her sister lived together. And they had her sister had a son named EC. EC was a musician, or he played guitar and played drums and so on and so forth. And EC was well taken care of. EC was born out of wedlock. His mother had an affair with a married Asian man and ended up getting pregnant. And EC came from that. The Asian man took care of his son, sent money, took care of him, but he didn't want to have anything to do with EC because he was had out of wedlock and he was married. So EC wanted to be a musician. He wanted to have a band and so on and so forth. And so an old friend, someone I called a friend, that was a friend, Mikey, old friend Mikey, him and Mikey became really close. They went to the same school together, and they started a band together. And another guy, they became a three-part band. And I was staying with EC, and the reason why I was staying with EC was because EC was draining from me. EC was siphoning my creativity from me. How exactly he was doing it, I do not know, except for EC's aunt, Lisa, was involved in a lot of witchcraft. Tarot, spell work, stuff of that nature. She was involved in a lot of that. And I believe that she played a big part in how he was able to siphon from me and drain and steal from me. But my mother sold me to Lisa. I don't know exactly what my mother got out of it or what my parents got out of it, but they got something. I believe it was them or her doing spell work on me, on my vessel, on my future, on my life, over my life, to negatively affect me, to keep me from expanding further in various areas of interest, such as music, because that was what my mother wanted. She did not want me to get involved with music. She did not want me to become popular. She did not want me to be famous. She did not want me to be known for the talent that I had. She wanted me to be basically cloaked. And I believe that's what Lisa was doing over me while I was there, between Lisa and their mother and her sister. All of them were witches. And yeah.